Valorant has long been rumored to be coming to console, and it finally has happened with the closed beta for the console version of Valorant. To put this into perspective, Valorant on console is very, very close, if not identical, to that of the PC counterpart. There are some adjustments that had to be made in order to accommodate a controller input versus mouse and keyboard, but the gist of the Valorant experience, everything that you love about Valorant, is here on the console version. You're talking one death per round, multiple rounds, bomb defusal. Everything that is in the PC version of the game will be present in the console version of the game. And on top of this, I am pleased to report that the console version runs very, very well. I mean, in terms of fidelity, there's no reason why this would be in doubt. But in terms of server performance and the overall experience, especially with the controller, Valorant plays really, really well on console. One of the things that Riot decided to do to make the game more playable on console is the addition of a focus button. Essentially, when you break it down, the focus button is like a toggle for a different sensitivity. When you're not pushing the focus button down, you have one type of sensitivity. When you push the focus button, you'll enter a different type of sensitivity, and this allows you to essentially, when you're not using focus, to look around the map freely, and when you are using focus, you would use it to hold an angle or peek around a corner. So these are the kinds of things that they've done to make the console experience on the same level as the PC experience. Because one of the biggest concerns with a game like Valorant is that it needs to be pixel perfect precision, which is why Riot, to their credit, have chosen to not have crossplay with PC. This is very, very important. If you are playing on console, you have crossplay with the other console. So PlayStation players can play with Xbox players, but you cannot at any point play with PC players. This is the right call in my opinion. As someone who's played Valorant since beta on PC, I can safely tell you that there is a big difference in terms of aim, and that if you were to play with PC players, the console players would get destroyed by PC players. So there is crossplay between consoles, not between console and PC. The other thing that they also did, which I'm actually very, very proud of, you may have noticed it on the footage, is the game still features cross progression with PC. So even though you can't play with PC players, your entire inventory, your battle pass, your progression, all your unlocks, everything that you have will transfer between platforms, even though you can't play with them, which is great, because to me, I have a lot of stuff on my PC account, and once I linked my Riot account on PC to my PlayStation account, I have all my skins, all my inventory, everything's here. So regardless of which platform I choose to play the game on, at any point, I get progression between both. So this is a big W here. One of the things that they did, though, that wasn't present on the PC version, maybe it's there now, but it wasn't there when it first came out, was a mandatory tutorial. Valorant on console, when you first fire it up, makes you do a tutorial to go over the basics. And the tutorial itself, it's very basic in itself, and it gives you a very basic outlier of how to play the game. But at the very least, it's something that's here to give players an understanding of how to play the game. The other thing I will say that this is more of like a critique, maybe a little bit of feedback, is when it comes to the buy menu on console. You see, when you're playing on PC and you're in the buy phase, you are able to move freely while making your buys. This is very important for sentinel roles, especially on defense, when you can make your way to the site you'll be defending, and you can make your buys, buy your utility, and then do your setup. On console, there's more pressure because you can't move while in the buy menu. So because of this, you really have to make your buy really, really quickly in order to get to the site that you need to get to and do your setup. So either Riot needs to make it possible for you to move while in the buy phase, or they should increase the buy phase time on console specifically because you can't move and make purchases at the same time. Again, for general duelists and things of that nature, it's less of an issue. But when you're playing a Sentinel on defense, a Sentinel like Cypher, a Sentinel like Killjoy, and you want to do your setup for defense, you're really constrained with time because you can't move while in the buy menu. But aside from this, the core experience of the game is identical to the PC version. This is the best you're probably going to get for console. If you do not have access to a PC and you want to play Valorant, playing it on console, it's good enough for what it is. It'll give you an identical experience to the PC version. That being said, however, if you have a PC or access to a PC, I would still recommend playing Valorant on PC versus console, just because at its core, the game was built for PC first and foremost. And when you play Valorant, it gives you an understanding of why Valve has, for the most part, decided not to put Counter-Strike on console, just because of the simple fact that it is a headache. But who knows? Maybe Riot's solution here with Valorant might inspire Valve to make a console version of Counter-Strike. They did do it once before, but they abandoned it relatively quickly because that's what Valve does. So we'll see what happens there. But overall, in its current shape, in its current form, Valorant on console is most definitely a console experience of the same game on PC. It is currently in closed beta. It will be free to play when it launches, and it will be in sync with PC. So whatever is happening on the PC version of the game, the console version will have the same experience, same season, battle pass, etc. Overall, it's a good game to check out. I highly recommend it. This is something that if you've been looking to play Valorant, it's definitely going to be a great experience for console players. So either way, check it out. Valorant coming to consoles. Full launch will be soon. Keep an eye on it. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.